I love it when technology misbehaves. Hey, everybody. And I think we are having technology issues. Your Zoom kicked you off, or your StreamYard kicked you off. And he goes, "You are live." And I'm like, "Oh, look, we're live." I am Haley Gray, and I am taking over Joe's StreamYard here because it's just misbehaving right now. And technology is doing what technology does. If you're on the live, give us a hashtag live. If you're on the replay, give us a hashtag replay so you can give Joe a second to recover from shenanigans.
Yeah. Yes, because and thank you for picking me up there, Haley. What a coincidence. You know, you're the one that got me started with these Facebook Lives. And I was writing about it when I was talking about interviewing you tonight. And we actually got into a conversation, and you just kept me mesmerized until the Facebook thing like disconnected us. So thank you for that.
Oh,
Are you getting feedback?
I am not. Are you?
Okay. Yeah, a little bit. That's okay. We can recover. Anyway, so hello, entrepreneurs. Happy, what is this? Wednesday evening.
It's Wednesday. I'm not really sure what time zone I'm in, what continent I'm on, or any of that right now.
Okay, that makes three of us because, you know, this has been nonstop, really, Haley, since I interviewed you. You know, I want to go through just a couple of sequences here to show like how this works really, because it's really pretty simple. And you proved to me how simple it was. And I went out there, I followed my friend John Limbacher's advice. He said, you know, find the influencers. So I went out and I found women influencers. I was looking for people that had a large following of women entrepreneurs. Do you know anybody like that?
I don't know. You know anybody like that?
So I interviewed you. I turned that interview into a course. It's on Bedrock University. And I threatened you. Do you remember what I told you? What I threatened you?
But you were going to make me famous.
No, you were already famous. But I said, I am going to follow the steps that you gave me in this interview, and I'm going to start my own Facebook group.
And it sucked, right?
And it what?
And it sucked, right?
Well, I thought you were out of your mind. I actually thought you were out of your mind with some of the things that you said. You got to post 5 to 8 times a day, and then you started me with these Facebook Lives, and I remember
the first time it was like getting the deer in the headlights. It was awesome, and you were like, I think you thought I was stark raving mad, just to put it mildly.
Well, and you even said when you said, I have a photogenic memory. I'm sorry, but. You said, would you think that I was crazy if I asked you to do Facebook Lives every day?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, yes, I do think you're crazy, but I will do it. And lo and behold, you know.
And how did it work out for you?
So I look at, so I'm a scientist, I'm an accountant. I look at results. So I said, okay, this woman, she might be crazy, but she's got a lot of freaking people in her group. She must be doing something right. Let me just try this. And so I did what you told me. Not everything, you know, not because I'm still trying to add stuff, but I did a few simple things that you told me to do. And I got over 900 people in my group. I mean, active people. We got other people doing Facebook Lives. I'm making connections like I never made before. But the whole purpose of this, Haley, let's talk about the purpose, was to get new clients. That's why we do marketing, right?
Well, yeah. Otherwise, it's just for waste. Or I guess it might just be a hobby otherwise. But yeah, I mean.
So for years, I'm doing all of these things. I'm going through all of these motions. I'm doing everything that I was told.
Building all the crazy funnels and
yeah,
the YouTube, and your heels.
I got the LinkedIn thing, the YouTube channel, but just putting things in a simple sequence is I'm getting new clients like 30 years ago when QuickBooks first came out. My phone was ringing off the hook with QuickBooks. And I'm thinking, oh my God, my business hasn't been like this. And thanks to you. And because I just followed. So that's my story.
But that was the thing, is that I'm now doing it in the Build Your Tribe Challenge, and you have that recording in the Bedrock University as well. But you know, what's interesting is you did the crazy steps, even though I said, I know you're going to think I'm nuts, but do these things. And you went out and you did it, and you keep doing them and executing on those exact things. And hey, Liz and Elizabeth and Meg and everybody. Hey, and Beth, good to see y'all. You know, and that's the point here, is that you actually did the steps. You executed on, when I said, do these things, you're like, okay, woman, I think you're nuts, but you know, nothing else I've done has worked quite as advertised. So I'll trust you and I'll at least try it. And then kablooey, everything blew up.
Well, I got to that point where most entrepreneurs wind up and you have to get here. Mm-hmm. And because you either get to this point where you're like, listen, I want to scale this thing.
You do.
You know, I always had a nice business. I owned a nice job. I had a very well-paying job. I took off whenever I wanted, but it wasn't a scalable business. And, you know, you just helped me put things in sequence. And it was simple. And now you're doing it with this When Summit. I see it. And I've been interviewing a bunch of the speakers. And for every one of them, Jill and Janet and Cara, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to attend their session.
Cool. I'm glad. And it's really intended to be, you know, that combination of hard and soft skills, you know, that blend of the two, so that, you know, you're not just getting the mindset piece, but you're also getting a lot of the tactical and strategic steps that you need to follow in a business to build a dream online business. And you're getting a diversity of viewpoints without getting overlap or getting conflicting information. Because one of the things that drives me nuts when I go to events sometimes is that sometimes you do get very conflicting information. And the goal here is to not, you know, confuse you overly.
Right. And the reason, because I talk about sequences all the time, and I had all of these assets, all of these different things out there, but nothing was in an organized sequence. Mm-hmm. And so can we go through like some of the speakers here?
Sure.
And this is only $27 for 3 days. And for 47, so for 47, you get the VIP. What does that mean? You get the...
you get a couple of extra sessions. And September 25th, so Friday night, I'm doing a panel discussion with Jenny Midgley and myself and Tracy Taylor and Tessa Ashford, who are all social media experts. And we're going to be talking about specifically using social media to get clients. And that is part of our VIP. With the VIP, you also get a 15-minute laser coaching session with me. And you also get all of the recordings for all of the entire event. So the cool thing is that you are going to get all of those recordings so you can listen to them again, or you can pick up on the ones that you missed in the first place. So it's really exciting. And I mean, I hope that people will attend. Right now, we've got over 200 people registered.
Wow. Well, I was going to ask you, because I know like it was up to 125, I think. But
a few days ago it was, yeah. So we've been really working to get people registered, and it's going to be amazing.
I know. The last one that you put on, and this is going to be totally different. That one, the last one you did on building your own tribe, right?
That was about 300.
But that was on building a Facebook group. So this is actually on building an online business. Because Haley, listen, here's the thing. I always was able to get clients. Mm-hmm. Getting them through the internet was a mystery.
Oh yeah, and I think it's a mystery for most people, because you can't go to a BNI meeting or go meet people for coffee and then suddenly you're getting referrals like you would normally. And I mean, not sure about your neck of the woods, but here in North Carolina, we're not meeting BNI groups or networking groups in person. It's all virtual.
Yeah. And, so my friend John, what he says is anything that happens in the real world, mm-hmm. the physical can be duplicated in the online world. And that's exactly what I see. And it was so simple. Mm-hmm. But John also, he has this program called ACT, and he calls it an irresistible offer. He's like, you got to give people an offer that is like so, they got to say like, what's the catch? And that's what this is. So I just want people to understand, for $47, they're going to get a laser, they're going to get a call with you, mm-hmm. a strategy call.
A strategy call.
Oh my God. That alone has to be worth $300.
Well, I mean, it's a short strategy call, but the goal is to offer value to people so that they can move their business forward. And a lot of people are like, well, Haley, what is it exactly that you do? And really what I do at the end of the day is marketing strategy. But it's not just saying, oh, you need to do the Facebook ads, or you need to do the Google ads, or you need to build a funnel, because those are just all tactics. And they're pieces and parts that belong in the toolkit. But when all you have is a hammer, everything starts to look like a nail. And what I see my job as is to put away the hammer or maybe set the hammer down for a few minutes and figure out why we're trying to do certain things in terms of marketing. Because a lot of times, people know me as the Facebook group girl. That's great. But a lot of times people will come to me and they're like, I just need to do Facebook ads. And I'm like, well, what makes you think that you need to do Facebook ads? And it's really that strategy of understanding how the pieces fit together and whether they fit that's invaluable.
Yes. And you just described where I was. It was like I had all of these things, all of these tools. Mm-hmm. But it was I wasn't building anything. I was just spinning my wheels, and it gets really frustrating. Mm-hmm. So for $47, let's just go through, because I didn't even have a chance for myself to go through all of these. But obviously there's you. Now, Brad Powell, I didn't get a chance to talk to Brad. But what can you tell me about him?
He is the founder of Awesome Video Makers. And he really does help people with creating amazing video content, particularly in the online space, and showing you how to do video that is attention grabbing and interesting for people.
Cool. I can use it. Can you tell me how to do my lighting?
Yeah, he actually can.
That's, it's amazing.
It's the lighting, the camera, the microphones, the whole routine.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing something on the greatest program I think they ever created, Wave Apps, and it's made QuickBooks and spreadsheets basically obsolete. So I'll be talking about that.
Well, not completely obsolete, but for a lot of small businesses, for sure.
I know. Yeah. No, I know there's people that, okay, you stole my thunder there. But I've been trying to make QuickBooks obsolete which is crazy, because I made a lot of money off of QuickBooks. So,
well, and anyway. I'm one of those devil's advocate kind of people. And the answer for me is always, it depends. It was one of the things, I went to Duke, I got my MBA, and the best thing I walked out of there, just kidding, was it depends. Everything depends.
Well, you said, people ask you what you are. You're a marketing strategist. You're one of my mentors. I mean, I don't know if I told you this. You're on my board of advisors, which I don't tell anybody because then I figure I might have to pay you.
Oh.
But you're like secretly on my board of advisors.
You mean like the fact that we're like, helping each other is
yeah. But you're more like me, I think, like a business strategist. You just it's like you said, everybody comes, oh, I need QuickBooks. And I'm like, why do you think you need QuickBooks? You're the same way. Like, why do you think you need Facebook ads? So, that I don't know if there's a term for that, but you're a business strategist. You're like a general. You're like the general. That's what I'm going to call you.
Well, and you've caught me a couple of times, where we've worked together, or you've seen me with clients, and a lot of times I'm off digging in corners that may not be as obviously tied together for marketing. But you can eventually see how it all starts to kind of come back together again in the business, because if the marketing and the operations and the project management production don't all tie together, because it's like a three-legged stool, if one of them is too short or too long, the whole thing goes flop and you're on the ground.
Yeah, that's amazing that because when I started doing this, I wrote an article. I got to find it. It's called The Stool. Mm-hmm. It's exactly what you said. And I have a picture of a stool, but that's exactly how I look at it. And you're right. That's how you got to be balanced. And, it's not easy. But
it has to fit.
Yeah. So all of these people, and that's what you've done with this one summit. So you have Ray Jenkins as a relationship person.
Because how many people lose their friends when they start a business?
Everything's relationships.
It's all relationships.
And they don't teach you that in CPA school. They didn't tell me about mindset and, attitude and gratitude. Gratitude keeps coming up a lot now. And I know that you have Beth, so I'm looking forward to getting to Beth. Leslie, my friend, the mastermind specialist. Okay, so you got a lot of step-by-step people here. Chaos would. I need this.
Anybody else have chaos in their life? I mean, I don't know about y'all, but in the last, 4 days, chaos. Anybody like bringing this whole summit together? No chaos, nothing going on in the background here. It is all just like smooth sailing. And if you believe that, I've got an awesome bridge I'd like to sell you.
Yeah,
listen, it's actually been relatively calm, but it's a lot of work.
Listen, this is why I don't know if you watch any of my lives in the beginning. I keep going through. Listen, life is tough. And then we start businesses. We take something that's already complicated, and then we want to do a business, and that's tough. It's instant chaos. I get it. So, Cara, I love her. I interviewed her the other day. Can you relate to this, Haley, workaholic to well-balanced?
I can. And I mean, I've always been a bit of a workaholic, with 4 kids and balancing my business and everything else. When COVID-19 hit, some of my clients went under. And then there were those who just needed a ton of support. And, I was then also, because I lost some clients, I then went into overdrive getting more clients. And because I was cooped up at home, oh my gosh, I wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't doing anything that wasn't, my 1 hour walk a day and sleeping at night. So, I just had to feed the teenage children who were perfectly capable of doing most things for themselves and, work. And that was all I had. And I mean, talk about complete like shift and like going complete workaholic, oh yeah. I mean, I had to catch myself there after a few weeks and go, okay, working 16 hours a day is maybe not such a great idea.
Right. And I think that happened to me. Exactly. It happened to a lot of us. And it creeps up on you.
Mm-hmm.
So
it does.
Kara was very interesting. She's a licensed therapist, but she's an entrepreneur. And she all of these people are real.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the people that you sign up are authentic. And that's what I love about your tribe there. It's like everyone I haven't met, I don't think I've met one person associated with you that was like, you know what I'm saying? Like plastic, like,
yeah.
You know, nobody was selling me. There were no pitches. It's all like, listen, everything's good. This is what I do. I love Haley. Okay. Speaking gigs, important.
Yeah.
Important.
A lot of people use speaking gigs to get clients, and knowing how to get booked for a speaking gig and how to do them is super important. I mean, if you're an entrepreneur, speaking is a great way to market yourself and establish yourself as an expert.
Right. And, you know, you interviewed my friend Craig Duswalt, and that's what his whole thing is. You know, you got to speak. I mean, he got me up on stage in front of 500 people and made a fool out of myself so many times.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, if you're in business and speaking, listen, I know a lot of professional speakers. We're speaking right now.
Really?
You know, that's what one of my coaches taught me. She's like, listen, it's not always about, oh, you're going to get on stage with 5. You're always speaking. It's communication. And getting those speaking skills down are important. If you can get that down, mm-hmm. and you're an entrepreneur, you'll get a chance to speak. And if you know how to get gigs, oh my God, I know people that are making millions of dollars just doing that.
Absolutely. And I mean, when we start talking about effective ways to build a funnel, using speaking and a Facebook group as part of that nurture, warm people up aspect of our funnel is huge. Because to me, yes, you can pay ads all day long to get people into stuff, but then you've got to nurture them to get them to the point where they actually trust you and are willing to buy from you. And it's all about the speaking, the video, the PR, and the group, and the combination of making that happen.
It gives you a chance to get up there and tell your story. And that's mm-hmm. really what people want. They want to know who you are. Jill Lubin, I didn't know the woman. I think I'm interviewing her next week. Mm-hmm. Staying visible. Oh my God.
Right. You are.
In one way, that's what COVID helped me with. You know, timing is everything, Haley. So when you basically twisted my arm and made me start doing Facebook Lives, I was out there and I was visible, and that made a big difference. Oh, yeah. Very big difference. Mm-hmm. So this is good. Katerina, I don't know her. I know she was on the call tonight.
She's pretty amazing. And talking about selling with authenticity and ease, and Insta clients, and how to get people to become clients. And it's back to that speaking. It's back to that, what we're doing right now.
And, you know, a lot of, you know, what you do, what I'm doing, it's really attraction-based marketing. Mm-hmm. You know, and I love that. You know, there's no sales pitch. Janet, I got to interview the other night, another, you know, step-by-step person. She, you know, same mindset, same exact mindset. She's like, listen, if you come to me, I'm going to figure out what tools you need to mm-hmm. help you build your business. So yeah, she was interesting. Nicole, I love Nicole. I had a lot of fun interviewing her. amazing woman. She reminded me a lot of like you. She's got so many things going on. I'm like, I feel guilty. Like, I don't have 4 kids to take care of. I'm not going to school. I'm not doing it. All I have is my business. You women make me look like I'm running in place here.
Yeah. But that's the thing, is that it's not a competition.
No,
the only person you're competing with is yourself.
Yes, thank you. And I think Nicole actually talked about that. Monica, okay, what's my $1 million online assignment?
I guess you're going to find out.
Okay. Another one, 4 men. What is this with the 4 children? I stopped at 3.
Or clearly you're a slacker.
Jill from downtown Brooklyn, New York. Actually, no, she's from down under. Love Jill. Love her accent.
She's in the UK.
Yeah, I know. I was kidding when I interviewed her. I told her that she sounded like she was from Brooklyn, and I'm from Brooklyn. So, but she's got a LinkedIn thing going on. It sounds pretty interesting. Susan is a real mover and shaker. I've seen some of her lives. She's like a real no-nonsense business tycoon. Paula, I don't know. She was on the call tonight, but again, mindset stuff.
A lot of mindset stuff, but she's also, really been able to grow her business. And we were talking last week about, growing a business as a healer is a really tough thing sometimes, because you feel guilty for charging people. And you have to realize that, if you can't charge people, if you can't make a living, if you can't feed yourself, then you're doing everybody a disservice.
Yes, I follow that philosophy. That's the science of getting rich. We're supposed to charge money because nothing in this life is free.
No.
And you could help a lot more people if you have money.
Absolutely.
And that is, and you know what, Haley, in my business, we have a whole lineup here. You just go to whensummit.com, right? Mm-hmm. And you get a whole lineup and look, here I am, 3 p.m. Don't mark this on your calendar, Saturday at 3 p.m.
Eastern, yep.
So what was I going to say? I forgot now, but shoot, why does this always happen? My light just went out. But
that's why I have 2 for redundancy, and I have 1 over my head.
Yeah, okay. That's why I got to talk to Brad. I'm really looking forward to this. It kicks off tomorrow at 10 a.m., right?
Eastern. 10 a.m. Eastern, yep.
Yeah, I heard one of your friends say that they're on the West Coast and they couldn't make it. So
they might need a little bit of coffee first.
Yeah, so come on.
It's a 7 a.m.
I'm on West Coast time. Anyway, any parting words of wisdom, Mrs. Gray?
Just do it. It's going to be worth it for your business, even if you come to some of the sessions. A lot of people are like, well, I can't come to all the sessions, so I'm not going to sign up. And I'm like, okay, most people aren't going to make it to all of the sessions. Pick and choose the ones that resonate with you and do those. You'll get your $27 out of it. Most times we would pay $27 for one of these workshops, never mind all of them. And we've got 18 workshops. We've got 4 additional presentations by sponsors that are like mini workshops. I mean, just so much value going there. It's going to be amazing.
I spent $27 on dinner last night.
Right?
And you got to go for the 47 because, listen, I can't make all the sessions. I have things scheduled. I'm going to have to pop out. But that's why I'm going to get the recordings.
Yeah.
You got to pay the 47, bite the bullet. It's an investment.
Upgrade.
But not only that, Haley, you have, so on the 3 days during lunch, we have a 1-hour lunch break, right?
Mm-hmm. And then we have virtual booths.
You have virtual booths set up. So all of us that signed up, anybody can come. Like I can go and go into, actually I'm going to be man of my own booth. But if I didn't have my own booth, I would be going into Brad's booth to figure out how do I fix my lighting.
Right. And we've also got a gajillion amazing freebies that we're giving out. So, we're giving out a lot of free stuff, and we have raffles for coaching sessions and all kinds of really cool stuff. And, you just have to show up and do it in order to get it.
That's right. I think I think I offered my corporation setup as a raffle. So if anybody needs a corporation, you can win it in the summit. That's a $600 value.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Susan, it is Eastern time. It starts at 10 a.m. Eastern. Yep. Which is 7 Pacific. It is 3 p.m. in the UK. The reason I did it the timing I did is so that it would be manageable for our UK and Middle Eastern speakers, and almost manageable for our speaker who's in Japan.
Oh, wow. Oh, who's from Japan?
Susan is actually located in Tokyo.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. Pretty cool stuff.
All right. I am really looking forward to this, Mrs. Gray, and I will see you at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.